Welcome back to Singer Dad Reacts. My name is Josh, and I'm here to react to a new artist, Hyang. Hopefully I pronounced that right. And the song is Arirang Alone. So I want to come in kind of, cold a little bit to kind of, make it a more, make it a better reaction. So that I can experience her for the first time without any bias as far as kind of knowing ahead of time. I think that's having learned as I've kind of gone along that's a better way to kind of start off and then dive in with more research after you've heard the artist initially. So what I do know is this Arirang Alone is based on a Korean folk song. It sounds like it's a very popular song in Korea, kind of an anthem. And there's different theories or interpretations of the song, but it sounds like the one based on the lyrics for this version tie in with the story around the couple, where they fall in love and they're supposedly picking blossoms near the wharf. And I wanted to just read the lyrics real quick here. So it's I found these lyrics directly on the site where it showed the actual performance. So I'm fairly sure they're pretty accurate as far as the translation. But it says Arirang, and I hope I'm not just brutalizing this, but Arirang, Arirang, Arirang alone. Let's cross over the Arirang hill. Even if we get to rest when we get tired, let's hold hands and go. Let's go together. I see the lonely island far away in the East Sea. The rough wind will blow again today. The wind ships the small body of the island. Dokdo, did you hang in there all right last night? Arirang, Arirang, it will flow, flow, flow. And it became one, Arirang, Arirang, Arirang. If we ride a boat from Baktuzan to Halazan, our hearts will be one as well. Even if we get to rest when we get tired, let's hold hands and go. Let's go together. Arirang, Arirang, Arario, Arario. When we cross over the hill, our hearts will Arari, Arario. Arirang, Arirang, Arario. We are crossing over the Arirang hill. When we cross over the hill, our hearts will flow, flow. Arirang hill, Arirang, Arario. Arirang, Arirang, Arirang alone. We are crossing over the Arirang hill. So it sounds like, again, just this couple, and they're looking to escape together and kind of elope type thing, and over this hill, and they have this love for each other, and they want to be able to fulfill that love and be together for a long time. And I'm not sure if there's some symbolism around the rough wind will blow again today, the wind ships the small body of the island. If there's something there with like hardships and things like that, or if it's just more talking about the flight of a boat, right? So if you have any knowledge about this song or any more insights, if you could put that down in the comments, that would be great. I always love to kind of build out my knowledge of what the songs are, and it brings a deeper meaning to the artist's portrayal and their interpretation of the song. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here, and if you haven't already, if you could please subscribe and click the notifications so that you can get notified anytime I do more Hyang reactions or any of the other reactions you may be interested in. I would appreciate that. Here we go. wow. One thing I didn't check. Yeah, I don't see any. There's no English subtitles here. So, yeah, while I've got it paused here, she's got just a beautiful voice. Really just light and lyric, and the tone quality is just superb. I'm excited to hear more of her. She's really got a great tone to her voice. There we go. Okay. Wow. Okay, sorry if that's a bad spot. So I wanted to point something out. So those of you that are watching my other reactions, I've talked about the inside smile, and if you look at Hyang, she definitely has a really good mastery of that, and a lot of the lift going on with her form there. And that is just, it makes the sound just resonant and more just right on the top of the pitch, and really just a nice tone coming through. And she's good at kind of telling the story as well. I can see that she really sings with a lot of heart, and I love that too. I mean, I really do. If someone just stands up there and technically, so if I had two singers and one stood up there and they sang a song, and technically they were better, they had more flowing runs, whatever, right? And there was another individual singer that sang the same song and maybe wasn't as flowery or technical, but they sang it with all of their heart, and they had a touching message behind it, and I really felt something from that performance. I would choose that performance. That's just the way I am. You know, that's just, I really prefer to, experience performances where that's the type of performance it is, right? Where they just sing with their hearts and bring something to it that touches me or really entertains me or whatever, right? So, and I sense that about her, that she brings that as well to the table. So let me go back so I'm sure not to miss anything here. I know I kind of stopped it in a weird spot here. It's not really a good spot to stop, but maybe there. Really open. See the cheeks. Arirang, okay. Oh, I love the violin. Oh, wow. She's adding more power to it now. Wow. I love how she's interacting with the violinist. Oh. Wow. She's good. She's really good. Kind of similar to Dimash, she's able to really just move in and out of her head voice and her chest voice, move through her registers in a fluid way. She's well trained, very well trained, and extremely gifted. I almost kind of want to rewind there to listen to those runs again, because she was just so fluid there with those runs going up, and she hit some pretty high notes there as well. She's got a good range. I'm impressed. Let me go back a little bit here. I want to make this too long, but she went for it. I think it was right about here. Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm going back a ways. It's right here is where she starts going for it. Right there. See how she's doing that? Got good rhythm too. This is a hard section. Every tone is, she's attacking every tone. Wow, that was pretty low. That was a huge jump. Look at the audience sing along. That's awesome. Still going. That was long. I can see why you all, a bunch of you, were recommending that I react to her. She's very gifted. I'm excited to see more from her. She's fun to listen to. And her tone is so, you may have heard me say, like, she's, every note she's attacking, not like it's coming through, you know, abrasively or anything, but it's like every note comes through with like a really resonant tone and power behind it, right? She's got a powerful instrument, and she can just, some of those runs are crazy, what she was doing. I'll have to listen to this again after just to kind of take in some of this, because there's a lot going on here. I'm just going to go back a little bit, not too far here. She is skying. Maybe right here. Look at this guy. Even soft, it's just so vibrant. She's good. Wow. Yeah, so thank you all for recommending her. I'm glad to have, discovered her talent. She's amazing. What can I say? A lot of it I've said already, kind of through the course of the video, but she's very gifted, and I love her voice. It just has this richness to it. When you think rich, sometimes you may think like deep, right? Like kind of this deeper tone to it. But in her case, the richness is in the tone, not the depth of the tone, but the vibrance of the tone, the power behind it, if that makes sense. So, and that lends itself to having really good pitch. And that's one of the things. But it also gives it kind of a brightness and it comes into play with the vibrato as well, right? So there's different types of vibratos. Some people have like a fast vibrato, so their voice kind of it shakes, a lot faster, but through its natural tone. And some have a much slower. I've listened to some low basses, right, that have a really, a slow vibrato, and sometimes it can affect the pitch actually in a negative way. So, but in her case, she has a really natural vibrato that it's not too much, but it's just enough to give it that warmth. But she has a special gift as far as just, she covered a lot of ground as far as the female range, and I'd be interested to get more of a sense for that as far as what her range is, and hear maybe some of the different songs that kind of show off different parts of that. But so if you have other recommendations for So Hyang, I would appreciate that. Sorry, it sounds like I butchered it's Arirang instead of Arirang. So I'm learning. But so I went back after I had just finished my reaction and read a little bit more, and it seems like with this Arirang, I kind of talked about it being an anthem, but apparently it's kind of a unifying song, which I guess is a definition of an anthem. But it's kind of in many's minds, it's kind of this anthem to kind of bring the North and South together, is my understanding. And so that's part of why it's such a beloved song. And so with So Hyang singing it, I kind of talked about this in one of my other reactions, but it can be hard, right? To sing something that's near and dear to your heart, and to keep those emotions in check. I didn't see any evidence of that with her. I mean, she sang it with a lot of feeling and emotion that came through, and now that makes a little bit more sense about the kind of the premise of the song and the meaning for the Korean people. But bravo to her for really just keeping the emotion there as part of the story that she's telling, without letting the emotions get the best of her. Yeah, so beautiful song, and I'm excited to hear more from her. And if you haven't already, if you could please click on subscribe and click the notifications, so you can hear more reactions from this amazing artist or others. I have a bunch of the Dimash reactions if you're interested in him as an artist, and I'm adding more artists as we go. I'll be uploading another Diana Ankudnova reaction, so if you want to go out and see that one. Anyway, thank you for your support, and take care.